11 dance professionals from across the West Midlands worked with young people to explore some key questions. What kind of dance collaboration can only be created when we can't dance together in person? What does quality look like in this way of working? We asked digital artists to help us figure out a process and explore how digital elements create new possibilities. We were excited and energised by the opportunity to experiment and innovate during COVID-19 lockdown and to pursue our ambitions for a region-wide collaborative youth dance project.
I'm from Afrofusion, Ali's from Shaolin Kung Fu, Fusion with Contemporary, and our aim is to create a technique or a movement language called Afro Shaolin Fusion. We've got a couple of pre-recorded technique classes that we're going to give them, some live creative sessions we're going to do with them. We're asking them to film everything they do. Like, so for example, once the session's over, / once the task's over, they'll film everything they do, send it to us. So we'll start creating big load of digital material of us doing similar things gradually.
Having this opportunity to do this, to work collaboratively, to keep creating art and sharing art as opposed to teaching. That was one of mine and Chris's main approaches to this, was we were going to share this approach with them.
Combining Afrofusion and Shaolin Kung Fu was really, really interesting, and I was really excited to be a part of this particular group. They're two styles that seem very opposite and worlds apart, but they have a lot in common, and it was really interesting to uncover these throughout.
It's been really nice to actually have someone say, actually, just chill out and just experiment, which is just gorgeous.
My name is Wayne Sables, and I'm a filmmaker and digital artist.
My name is Anthony Shintai Amaro, and I am the supporting digital artist.
The transition from running live classes to going online has been very challenging. So the crossover to digital, I am learning so much so quickly that sometimes it's really overwhelming. I get so excited about the camera angles and the way of working because I've always wanted to do this.
I think anyone would know popping and locking takes a long time to sort of master. However, they did, when we were doing the workshops, the second one was really, really good. I think the first one, they were sort of, what the hell is this? And then the second one, they sort of got into it a bit more. And
contract 1, 2, up 3, 4, contract 5, 6, head goes round 7, 8.
The first few weeks were just about breaking down barriers with using technology and trying to cross those boundaries with our dancers. So we've done a lot of exchanging skills in terms of Jamie Lee's popping, locking, and my contemporary style. It worked really well. It was focused. It was stressful at times to get the kind of qualities that we wanted, and we discovered that to get that exchange of styles is going to take a longer period of time.
We worked with 8 of our young people from each of our groups to continue on some video and creative challenges. Wayne kind of gave some guidance, again, like with some different filming techniques, still around the idea of identity. So they went away, done some individual challenges, and then came back together. And Wayne made us a beautiful little trailer that had lots of different movement ideas in there, again, around identity.
You're like hip hop commercial, you are like song.
Yeah, we start with the song.
Whereas with like contemporary, I might find a track that fits my theme, fits my idea.
Absolutely.
It might be that I start with the music. Sometimes I start with the movement, and then music comes afterwards through like exploring different stuff.
Yeah, no, and I think because again it's digital, I think like what Faye said is really great, just in terms of we can use music how we like, but also sometimes it's good to just start from a blank canvas so there is no music, because I think, like you said, often within our respective disciplines, we all, like you said, I know for us, it's always like a theme or the mood, or we're trying to get a message across to the audience about, I don't know, depression or whatever the theme might be.
A big thing was for us was to create an opportunity for our young people to have an input into how they wanted to work and to come up with our own tasks as well. And they came up with some really great stuff that we were able to do a bit of a vote on, and they then went away and had a try at what they'd come up with, and that worked really, really lovely. They felt that they had responsibility then over their own work. It was nice for us to hear their ideas and mould them all together as well, which was great.
I am Katie. I have been working as one of the young leaders in the project, and I've been shadowing the producing team throughout and Johnny and Catherine's bubble of exploration. We were very interested in exploring the collaboration between digital and dance.
Can we be critical on Sadie's picture? Because we're all helping each other. What do you think? James, Jim, Evie, I haven't heard your voice.
Maybe because like you're wearing a jacket, maybe kind of put it towards like the sofa, like it's kind of falling off.
That's a really good idea. So the hair is good. Sadie did the hair, very good. The jacket. What about the angle of the camera?
It's not high enough.
That was quite interesting from last week when we realized that we wanted to give them a little bit of technical skills in terms of digital. That wasn't just filming with your phone and then leave it at that. That they've learned, I think they've learned a lot around framing and the lights, and then looking back at it, not just for a TikTok or an Instagram live story, to really think if it looks, how good can it look on a screen, on a wider screen or a bigger screen, or for something that we can look as a piece of art kind of thing. So getting them to having one task where they can try to do the edit themselves, I think gave them a lot of appreciation of the work it takes to do digital art and editing, and some of them struggled, and I struggled personally. So it's like it's not just dance on screen. There's a whole lot of skills that I've been.
Young people are absolutely at the forefront of the work that the artists have been making.
So I'm a contemporary dancer, but often use elements from free running and parkour, and use bits of set in my work quite a lot. And Rachel is a contemporary dancer as well, but is working with inclusive participants, so those with learning and physical disabilities, and how you can make that accessible to them. And our whole process was how we can kind of combine them two things, how we can make using set and kind of parkour-based elements accessible for those young people who have learning or physical disabilities.
And particularly about making it as an enjoyable process for them, and making my young people be able to connect with them and vice versa.
And I think there's something about having other non-disabled young people and being inclusively on that journey together that just raises the bar for them in terms of focus, concentration. Everything just gets up a step or two, and it's just further, for me, this project has further highlighted how we need to bring more people together.
This whole like digital aspect of it, for me, it was how I can balance the digital and how I can balance the inclusivity. So that was like a big thing of what I learned in the whole project.
The extra challenge of making sure that everything we're delivering is comfortable and accessible for everyone to consider.
Yeah.
Not only were we navigating working with our young people, we were navigating working with our young people and their parents and carers, and
absolutely
part of the project, because they were in our thought process in terms of how are we going to enable them to be able to submit something to us.
Highlights for me would definitely be the response that we've had from the girls, the participants that we're working with, seeing how they grew, how they developed throughout the process.
Seeing that like little moments of, oh, I've got this idea and I've got that idea, and I think that's been a really good experience for them to adapt to this situation in front of a computer screen, but also work with others, and we don't get the chance to do that very often. So that's been such a high for me, definitely.
This project for me has taught me that yes, you need a set of guidelines and you need a set of boundaries, but they're not a stone wall. You can break through those ideas that we have, or those boundaries we have, and come to a completely new place.
That this general way of collaboration brings a real rawness and vulnerability to everyone involved. One being that because you're in a space that isn't a studio, like you're in your own personal space, wherever that be, you present yourself and anything that comes into the space, whether it's a person, anything.
It's really important also to recognise that we're all West Midlands based artists, and we're all from Birmingham, Wolverhampton, Coventry, Herefordshire and further afield, and we're feeding into our own Midlands-based dance practice.
It's like when you think of dancing, you just think of dancing in a studio. You don't think of like dancing on a field, or like I was at the top of my staircase and I'd never think to dance there.
It was just different to what we usually do, as in like, because we don't normally come to dance class and go in a cramped space and dance. So it was like a different mindset that we had to have.
It kind of opened up new ways of working for me, especially because I've never had to, direct via, a computer screen. So it was just showed how like there's possibilities with technology to kind of still be able to get the result you want.
It's just been really great, even just to have the opportunity to kind of reimagine the way we work from a digital perspective.
Kids have really enjoyed sort of learning two different styles, but then I've learned a lot as well from it.
The feedback I've had has always come from the young people first, and that's, for me, that's really amazing, because actually you get a real honest interpretation of the work you've made.
You take something away, sometimes it comes and creates the most interesting movement potential because you haven't moved that way before, because it's something fresh and new. And I feel like that applies to this whole situation. By taking away the ability for us to be able to connect with people on a day-to-day basis, it's allowed us to then find a new way to connect and understand different ways of meeting people, dancing with people, learning things of people, applying yourself to your own artistry.
I've learned what my phone can do, because I couldn't do anything on my phone before, so that's good.
I've gained confidence massively. Like I would never talk in front of anyone before.
To just like have fun rather than worrying.
It was interesting because I got to work with different camera angles that I wouldn't think of using. Like, I wouldn't think of using my playing window to record something.
The learning is all about accessibility. What's accessible, what isn't, what technology is accessible, what includes and what embraces.
One thing I've learned from dancing and collaborating at home is that nothing should ever be a barrier, but rather an opportunity to explore, to experiment, and to reinterpret whatever's being handed to us.
It was really good to exchange ideas with some of the other dance leaders and dance artists, because that's something which I've actually never done before myself. And it just kind of gave me an understanding of kind of the template of building an idea and then building on top of it, like laying the foundation and then structuring it on top.
Throughout the whole project, we all had a say in everything, all the young dance leaders, which was really great, and it was really nice to have that responsibility.
The main things I think we've learned that our young people are really resilient and versatile. They came together in small groups, developed choreography, made choreography with people that they had never met before, never spoken to, and they choreographed within two different styles that were unknown to them.
It's been like a really great opportunity to collaborate with others and connect, like I said, with different styles, different practices, learn new ideas, develop new forms as well, to develop creativity throughout the process.
With Birmingham Commonwealth Games coming up and Conscious Theatre Culture and all these massive world events that are happening, having us be able to upskill ourselves and provide a cross-section of different dance forms across the region is brilliant.
This is just the start of an amazing, audacious, ambitious adventure. We want to build on and develop what we've learnt, bringing together more young people to collaborate across dance styles and borders, and to create new, interlinked live and digital dance works, responding to the unique outdoor spaces in their areas. A portrait of the West Midlands as seen through the eyes of young people.